Hi everyone, it's Jill Foster here for Penny Black. Thanks for joining us today as we take a peek at some of the brand new dyes from Penny Black's newest collection called Sweet Spring. All of these new products will be available in our online store beginning Friday, February 16th. And before we begin, I just wanted to mention that this video is designed to help you take a closer peek at our new collection and share some tips and hints as to how some of the cards were created. But don't worry, we will also have instructional videos coming soon that feature some of these new products and card designs. So today we'll be taking a look at the new Floral creative dies that are a part of this new collection. But if you look closely, you may also spot lots of other new stamps and dies. And we'll share more on these stamps and dies over the next couple of weeks. So let's get started. To begin, here's a look at our Floral Arrangement creative die. For my card, I've colored my die with Copic markers and layered it onto a distress inked background. The design of this die is perfect for tucking in a tag with a sentiment. And just a note before we go any further, I wanted to mention that you will see a complete list of Penny Black product numbers used on each card shown on screen in light gray. Any of those product numbers can be searched in the Penny Black online store and or website beginning February 16th when this release is made available. This next creative die, called Cherry Blossom, is so delicate and pretty. Again, I've colored my die cut with Copic markers before layering it onto an inked background. And our creative die, Airy, that you see here, is one I have been reaching for so much when making cards with this new collection. I've cut it several times and I keep all of the extras in an envelope ready for me to grab whenever my cards just need a finishing touch. And for this first card, I cut it multiple times and added them inside our creative die set, A Pocketful. Like I said, I've been reaching for this die a lot, and here I've used it as a tone-on-tone background element behind my other flower dies. And here I've tucked just a few pieces behind the stem and leaves of this flower. A couple of small pieces of the airy die finish off the top of this miniature card and add balance to the green that's at the base of the scene. And the airy die is even handy when used with character and critter stamps. I added just a few tiny little portions of it here with this fun wizard sort of stuck in down by his feet. Our next new floral creative die, Flower Flourish, is such a happy looking die. For my card, I went with bold red flowers and positioned the die in the top corner of my design. I also love that this die set comes with an extra little flower that you can place on top to layer and add more dimension. This next die, Little Branch, is really versatile. Here I cut it several times and inked it using a sponge applicator tool before adhering it to my background. I added some small flowers to it for an extra punch of color. This next floral die, Bodacious, is definitely one of my faves in this new collection. For this card, I painted it with watercolors, and once dry, I also added a touch of distress inks for extra shading. I layered it onto a neutral colored background so the red flowers would really pop. And here I've used that same die, Bodacious, again, but trimmed away only one flower and one little bloom. I love how it's so easy to trim away only certain parts of creative dies, making it really simple to get many different looks from just one die. And speaking of, here is Bodacious again, this time in orange, and I trimmed the two flowers apart so I could tuck one into my curved border and leave one extending down to the base of the card. This next creative die, called Tulips, really for me is the epitome of Sweet Spring. This die is just really elegant, and for my first card, I simply colored my die with Copic markers and tucked it into a frame, and a couple of die-cut butterflies finished things off. And on this card, I've used the tulips again, this time using it twice to create the look of a whimsical sort of tulip tree. I really like the juxtaposition of big flowers with the small character stamps, and it just makes me happy to imagine living in a world with great big giant flowers. And I suppose on my cards I can indulge in creating that world. So thanks again for taking a peek at just a few of the new creative dies from our collection Sweet Spring. Be sure to visit our blog for more details about this new release, to enter our giveaway, and stay tuned for more videos where we will be sharing a closer look at all of the dies and all of the stamps which are a part of this collection. All of these new products will be available in our online store beginning Friday, February 16th. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. You can also connect with Penny Black on our website, blog, Facebook page, on Instagram, Twitter, shop our online store, and see lots of card making tutorials here on our YouTube channel. I've linked to all of these for you in the YouTube description box below. Happy stamping and die cutting!